Pokemon was released in February 27th, 1996, which is a year that I wasn't even born in yet. So when I actually first heard of Pokemon, it was actually like, you know, a very long time ago when I was like at my young years or something like that. But as you can tell on my YouTube channel, on my description on my YouTube channel, you pretty much know that I love Pokemon a lot. Like, I'm like a Pokemon trainer. Like, no questions asked, or probably some questions asked or anything like that, but you pretty much know that I love Pokemon a lot. I grew up with Pokemon. Oh yeah, and Plants vs. Zombies and Mario and I don't know. But oh yeah, I forgot about Little Big Planet, which by the way, that video actually got 6 views. I was not expecting that, and I was not expecting people to be on my side. You know what? Scratch that. But I wasn't expecting that video to get a whole lot of attention, especially that one YouTuber named FNAF Trains Kid. I think that's his name, but I'm gonna put you in the description down below. You tell me if I got your name right. I'm sorry if I got it wrong, but thank you. I don't know. But thank you for mentioning me, and yeah, all that stuff. But aside from all that, I first heard of Pokemon when I was like watching a Kirby plush video or something, and it had Pikachu on it. And back then I didn't really know who he was back then, but until one day I actually saw the Pokemon anime. I'm talking about, was it Battle Dimensions? But it was actually in the Sinnoh region. It was basically Generation 4. I watched the Pokemon anime, and it was really good. I actually liked watching that same exact episode a lot of times. Actually, I can't really remember what episode was it about. I mean, it was about this one. It was about when Ash, Dawn, and Brock actually got their own Poketch that they bought from Team Rocket, and then this one kid named Landis decided to break Dawn's watch. But this video isn't about that. I started to get a lot into Pokemon. Even my school teacher actually liked Pokemon too. And they tried to entertain me with Pokemon books, which I will give credit for, because I don't really read books. I only read comic books, like Splatoon Adventures over there. But yeah, that was probably the very first Pokemon merchandise I ever got my hands on. It wasn't mine, but I didn't know that Pokemon actually had merchandise at that time. It was kind of cool back then. But then when Generation 5 hit, I started to really, and I mean really, get into Pokemon. Like, I just wanted to know Pokemon even more. Like even more. I'm kind of losing all thought to say, or what to say for my sentence or this story or anything like that, but I'm so sorry, okay? But anyways, I don't know what was the very first episode of Pokemon Black and White I ever watched, but I did see the first episode, and that was, Shadow of Zekrom or something? I don't know. But that is when Ash and Pikachu, you know, got into the Unova region, and then, Pikachu starts to develop, some electricity issues or power issues or anything like that. That's pretty much the most I got from it. I just, you know, watched a lot of Pokemon Black and White, other than Pokemon Battle Dimensions or Diamond and Pearl. That's basically my knowledge. Before I end my thoughts on, you know, and my experience on the Pokemon anime, I'm gonna go ahead and just share my initial thoughts on the Pokemon anime. Sorry. It doesn't even count as an anime. Either way, it's actually really good. I actually like the Pokemon anime itself. Although there were some moments such as Misty hitting Ash or bullying Ash, or I don't know, people bullying each other and people abusing their Pokemon like they shouldn't do. Thinking about those kind of make me mad, as a matter of fact. I mean, but it's kind of fiction, so there's no way I can. So there's pretty much no way I can actually instigate. I don't know what that means, but okay. So my initial thoughts on the Pokemon anime, I like it. I even watched the whole season 1 of Pokemon X and Y. You know, the series on Netflix that actually got removed later on. I don't know why, but hey, at least I actually watched the whole season 1 of Pokemon X and Y when, you know, Ash, Clement, Bonnie, and Serena went on adventures. Yeah, I guess that's pretty much all I know. That was actually one of my greatest achievements I've ever had. But enough talking about the Pokemon anime. The games, I don't know. The very first Pokemon game I actually played was actually like one of the best Pokemon games, despite y'all's opinion on this Pokemon game. I'm talking about Pokemon Rumble Blast. It's like so fun, like extremely fun, and it still is to this day. I mean, I did plan on making videos about, like, you know, me playing Pokemon Rumble Blast or doing whatever, like hunting for legendaries or completing the collection or stuff like that. But I don't know. I think I would actually be getting a lot of hate. Well, not really hate. I'm not sure if I would be getting hate or this video wouldn't be getting a lot of attention if I made a Pokemon Rumble Blast video. But what was the very first Pokemon game I ever played? I don't know. I think it was basically one of the Unova games. It was either Pokemon Black or White. I had a Nintendo DSi at the moment. As you can, it was. Hold on a second. It was actually this DSi. I first played the game on this DSi. I had this DSi for like a very long time. And I also had a 3DS, like the blue one. But yeah, it doesn't really work anymore. So years ago I actually got a better 3DS, like the new Nintendo 3DS XL. But this story isn't about that. I was still young at the time, and the game was actually used, meaning that I didn't really know how to play Pokemon games, because I did not know what RPG games are like. Actually, as a matter of fact, is Pokemon games RPG? I don't know, but it's like a take turns attacking game, just like Final Fantasy. But yeah, either Pokemon Black or White was actually the very first Pokemon game that I actually got my hands on. Needless to say that I have a lot of Pokemon merchandise. Like, I'm a huge fan of Pokemon. Like, I even have a lot of Pokemon plushies. But my favorite Pokemon, I don't know, has to be either Whimsicott or Flareon. I have a lot of Pokemon plushies, like, I have a lot of them. My very first Pokemon plushie I ever received as a child was actually Tepig. Yeah, I was at Generation 5 at that time, so my mom actually got me a Tepig plushie. But then Pokemon games started to get more and more advanced, if that makes sense, because when Pokemon Red and Blue actually hit the scene, I think a lot of people were actually, you know, just wanting it and wanting to become, like, you know, the Pokemon master in, like, their schools or families or their friend groups or whatnot. Come to think of it, I kind of wish that I was actually born at that time, so that I can actually just you know, relate. despite the fact that me having a Game Boy Color, and I have Pokemon Blue right now. I haven't made that much progress yet, but I'll get to it soon. But that doesn't mean that I'm actually going to be making a video series on that, because I would need some sort of like, you know, capture card software or something, or I would have to record with my phone, which is something that I'm kind of sick of doing, because every time when I would actually record on my phone, the video output is just so blurry. Like, if you watch my last video, oh wait, hold on. If you watch my last video, for example, like, you know, me creating the automatic peacemaker from Pixel Gun 3D in Little Big Planet 2, you know that it was actually very blurry. So to anybody who are professional YouTubers or recorders or anything like that, I currently do not have a camera or a GoPro, so if you guys have the ultimate plan like to record, like, you know, very well or anything like that without it being blurry, please let me know in the I can't even, I'm losing all thought, but let me know in the comment section below, and I'll check it out, and I'll try to see if it works. So yeah. But aside from all that, I was like a plush collector. Like, my very first plush toy I ever received as a baby, it wasn't Pokemon or anything like that, but it was basically Eeyore. I was a baby at that time, and I don't know when I started to get into plushies, but I think I started to get more into, like, you know, plush toys is when I actually received my very first Mario plush. Also, side note, I actually called it my Mario pet. I don't know why, but I just did. The dumb things I actually do. I know, it's embarrassing, but But then in 2016, when I was just about to hit my age 11 at that time, that is when I started to get very fond with Pokemon. Like, before that happened, I don't know. But you know what? No, scratch that. I'm getting lost with words again. I'm so sorry. But 2016, I started to get more fun with Pokemon. When I was playing Pokemon Rumble Blast in school on the school bus when I was going on a field trip, I started to play Pokemon Rumble Blast even more, and I started to like Pokemon again, like a lot. But alas, the only Pokemon plushies that I had were actually Unova plushies, like such as Tepig, Oshawott, Snivy, Pidove, Patrat, Deerling, Sandile, Pansage, Servine, Pignite, and Duat. I think those were the Pokemon plushies that I actually had as a kid before I actually, you know, get more fun with Pokemon. Yeah. I guess that's about it. But then after when I actually went to the store with my mother, and I actually wanted to continue my collection of Pokemon, there was like this one plushie at Target that I actually saw with my very own eyes. I actually got myself I actually saw a Minun plushie. Like, I just wanted it so badly. But eventually I got one as my own. You'll have to give me a sec. I can show you that I still have my Minun plushie. Anyways, as I was saying, here she is. And of course I actually have a Plusle plushie. You cannot have one without the other. And no, I'm not gonna go ahead and just show her because I don't want to make another jump cut, because I just have a lot to say about Pokemon. I started to get more serious, and I don't know. But But the very first Pokemon, well, not really very first, but but the first real Pokemon game I actually got on my hands, and I actually started playing and see myself constantly play a lot, was Pokemon Omega Ruby. And, yeah. I didn't really know that Pokemon was actually like a RPG, RNG based game or something like that. I was just like, a stupid little kid, because I was more fun with Pokemon Rumble Blast and other games like Kirby, Mario, Plants vs. Zombies, Little Big Planet, and all that. I was more fun with basic games like 2D platforming and beat 'em up games and defense games, but I never really said anything about RPG games. But then a few years later, that's when I started to like finally understood the concept of Pokemon. Like, it's basically an RPG game, and that's it. And I started to be like, a serious Pokemon trainer. Despite not playing a real Pokemon game, like, correctly when I was like little, but I am like quite the trainer right now. So yeah, that's basically all I have to say. I don't know what else I want to say other than just I can tell you guys my very first Pokemon that I ever liked as a kid. I have a plushie of him right now. Oh, there he is. It's Cubone. I like him. I like them because I like the skeletons and bones and whatnot, because I thought skeletons actually looked really cool. Because I was basically just a fan of Dry Bones, the Mario character. And that's when I actually liked, skeletons and all that. And that's how I liked Cubone. And yes, that means that I actually saw him first on Pokemon Rumble Blast. Despite its creepy Pokédex entry, I never really read it because I didn't really know how to read. I don't really know when was the day I started to learn how to read. And yeah. So, what are my thoughts on Pokemon? It's like a very good franchise. You should actually play it. You should actually start liking it yourself. Who knows? Maybe you'll actually grow more attached to it. But not Power World, though, because Power World is like an awful, and I mean god-awful, satanic ripoff of Pokemon. But this video isn't about that. But yeah, I have a lot of Pokemon merchandise. Like, I even have a Pokemon Pro controller, like a Pokeball. I even have Funko Pops. Hold on. Right there, I have the Eevee trio, like Jolteon, Vap, and Flareon. I even have like a big Eevee Funko Pop behind me. So yeah, that's basically all I have to say about Pokemon. My obsession is my obsession with Pokemon. It's like so high to where it's gotten into a problem, which is in a good way. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I figured I'd make this video because I had no video ideas. I know I was, you know what, I don't know. But I had no video ideas at the time, so you're probably going to have to bear with this one. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. And if you like this video, like, comment, and subscribe. And turn the notification bell so that you don't miss a thing. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Until this is Burning Habit. And gotta catch them all.